Guys, before this video starts, I want to tell you about this sick website that sells hella cheap NBA jerseys. The website is ringchasers.com. I copped myself a few jerseys on there a while back, and I honestly don't know how their prices are this cheap. If you guys want to get a sick deal on a jersey, make sure you check them out. Link will be in the description, and use code LQG at checkout for an extra 10% off. What's going on, guys? It's LQG, and today I'm back with another video. Today we have for you guys NBA Legends Pick the Greatest Entertainers. Make sure to let me know down in the comments below who the greatest entertainer of all time is in your opinion. Also, make sure I smash the like button. Let's see if we get 100 likes on this video. And make sure I subscribe to the channel to catch all the new content. We are releasing daily videos for the rest of 2021, so make sure you don't miss out. With that being said, let's get into NBA Legends Pick the Greatest Entertainers.
The greatest entertainer. The greatest entertainer you've ever seen. It doesn't have to be live, but just the greatest entertainer. It could be an actor, could be a singer, could be a magician.
Can I go first so somebody else take my guy?
Go ahead, Chris.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Stevie Wonder. You know, you think about all the music Stevie Wonder's done. You think about what he's done from the time he was young. You think about all the hits that he's written. Only song publishing. To me, Stevie Wonder is just by far the best singer-songwriter ever lived, and I got to see him live. Michael Jackson. I'm the biggest. I love Michael Jackson. God rest his soul. I love Michael Jackson, that's all I can say. When he died, I actually cried. It was like a death in my family.
Have you seen him? Did you see him perform?
I never saw him perform in person. I never got a chance to see it, and that's one of the great regrets of my life, but I just love Michael Jackson.
Reg.
Michael Jackson groupie. Off the wall thriller Michael Jackson.
Groupie. There's three. Jackson 5.
Did you see him
I'm gonna let you go
Yes.
with that one.
Three times. The Victory Tour, when Dangerous Tour, and then that CBS special, 30th anniversary special.
What made it special?
The way he captivated the audience. There was no one like him.
Steve.
Michael Jackson for me to entertain, but the Prince, I saw him live. I mean, he put on an unbelievable show, and you know, everybody's debate Prince, Michael, who's better. I would pick
Who
Michael.
debate that?
A lot of people debate it, Charles. I say Michael, but a lot of people do debate it. But I saw Prince live, and Prince was a special show.
Shaq.
I'm gonna have to go with Notorious B.I.G. and Tupac. You know, the way they just, the way they just made you feel a certain type of way. And second, I will go with Jay-Z. You know, those guys are just great entertainers.
I know we took your answer, but go ahead, Steve.
Actually did, Michael Jackson. In high school, I think it was the MTV Awards when he moonwalked. Mm-hmm. That was like, I just remember everybody the next day at school was like so blown away that, he was incredible.
Jet, you have the last word.
I mean, all of those are great entertainers, but I think for sports, the most captivating one for all of us, I think, was Muhammad Ali. So whenever he would fight, I'd cry when he lost to Frazier. You know, he was the most captivating figure to watch and entertain for me.
I know that Ali is one
He's
of
my
yours.
personal hero.
Yeah.
He's probably the greatest influence of my life as far as, like, not like my grandmother and anybody like that, but Ali was just a man. And it's an honor. He lives out by me now in Arizona, and it just gives me goosebumps and pride when I see him.
Get a chance to see him every now and then?
Every now and then. He doesn't go out in public a lot, but every time I got to meet him a little bit before everything set in, and just told him what an influence he was in my life, and I'll always be appreciative.
I met him, I had the chance to meet him in 1990 at the Goodwill Games in Seattle when we were televising that on TBS, and was on an elevator when he got in with one of his handlers and a young boxer who was going to be competing at the Goodwill Games. And I was sitting in the corner of there, and I said, wow, here's Muhammad Ali, and I shook his hand, and then he went into this whole routine with this kid he had in the corner of the elevator, and pop, 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 and it came to my floor. I just let the door close.
I like that one.
How long did you rehearse that with those guys?
I didn't rehearse at all. And let me tell you why. Growing up, we all wanted to be different people. So for me, growing up in Newark, New Jersey, it was all about the J's. On the way to the park, I wanted to be LL Cool J. So I had the rope chain, I had the Kango, I had the boombox. Then when I got to the court, I wanted to be Dr. J. So, we all have dreams, and, we all try to follow our dreams. And coming in 1992, I had many opportunities, and I just tried to, take advantage of all those opportunities.
You were actually, your rookie year, you were on the set with me back in our old studio as a playoff analyst. And before we went on the air, we looked over and you were jotting some stuff down. We said, what are you doing? I said, I'm writing some rap. And it was like, really? How about your music career, man? How's that taking off, the rap thing? I saw you with Foo Schnickens.
A little bit, I'm writing some, rapping some. Just waiting to see.
And then a couple of years later, here comes your first album.
I think that album went double platinum.
It did. I bought 6. I bought 6 or 7 on my own. Still giving them out to friends. Why is it that athletes want to be entertainers and entertainers want to be athletes?
I think that everyone appreciates the work that the other side does, but there's a marriage there's a pool that you go into that when you grow up, you don't just want to be a basketball player. You don't just want to be a rapper. You don't just want to be a singer. So you're pretty much in that same pool of what grows up. So I grew up in New York City. I wanted to be a rapper growing up, and then I want to be a basketball player as well. But that was my pool of friends. Some of them made it in that area, some of them kind of made it, some of them never made it. I was the never made it side and a rapper. So my alter ego was always, I'm a critic when it comes to that. So I think just because we all swim in the same pool.
It's about being on stage, really. You know, the court was our stage, but look, and you guys all know I am the biggest Michael Jackson fan ever. And the way he commanded the audience's attention.
When you used to do that intro,
with Haywood Workman.
You know, that was the best intro for two guys coming out when you did the whole Michael Jackson.
It's the whole thing. You want to command, obviously respect by the way you play, but the way the fans in 16, 17, 18,000, you want them up on their feet. And, watching Michael Jackson, Prince, James Brown, the way they commanded their audiences, that's kind of the reason why I think both of them kind of intertwine a little bit.
Smitty.
I had no rapping skills, so I think, but if you look at it, music in basketball to me, I think everybody had a love for music because I always played music going into the games. You asked me going into the games, I was the best singer, the rapper, but I knew my limitations, so I stuck to basketball. But I think as a fan, you just appreciate what they do, the preparation, getting a chance to be around the entertainers, what they put into it, just the same, vice versa, the same for us.
Do most of these entertainers have any game at all? Entertainers who want to be athletes and want to...
Justin Timberlake. Baseline, Jack
Cardboard.
Ernie, I'm going to piggyback on something Kenny said. I think that you look at all these entertainers, they love sports because actually everybody kind of starts out in sports. Like, every kid plays sports. Like, size, athletic ability separates, but like, every little kid is gonna go and play some type of sport in your neighborhood. I mean, and then, like I say, the talent weeds you out. That's why I think entertainers like sports, because they started out playing sports, then they became great entertainers. But I can't think of any kid who didn't play some type of sport in the neighborhood, because that's what you do, especially poor kids. We don't get to go to the country clubs and things like that. We play football, we played basketball. That's just the way it is. And all jocks, I think it's a thing, everybody wants to be able to sing. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody sings in the shower. Everybody, I'm a big karaoke guy.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I got some video.
I do. I love karaoke. I know I can't sing.
What is your go-to karaoke
Frank
song?
Sinatra, My Way.
Can we get a verse? Can we get a couple bars?
I have to have the words, fool. That's what karaoke is.
You don't know your go-to song?
How about just the very end?
I have to have the words,
me.
fool. I lived a life that's full.
Yeah.
The mistakes I made a few, but through it all, I've been up and I've been down.
I did it my way. The chorus.
That's your go-to song?
Well, as I always say, that's the reason they call them karaoke singers.
That defies description, what you just did. That was unbelievable. You had an album out, didn't you?
Yeah, no, I had an album and I stopped it from coming out, but
Was that bad?
It leaked out. Well,
It was that bad?
It was bad, but I didn't.
It wasn't that bad.
Gangsta, gangsta. It's all about a salary. It's all about.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I love this place. I tell you, I love y'all. Wow. But yeah, growing up, I had to. Wow. Yeah. I can't even shake that one. I just got to take that one. But growing up, wow. But growing up, you know, you said Cool J, and then you got to the court. So to me, you know, I had two posters in my room. It was Big Daddy Kane, because he had a high top fade, he was dark skinned, and it was Dominique. He had a high top fade. And when we played basketball, you know, in the hood, wherever we were, we had music playing. Or it was, so really everything really goes hand in hand. Before you play the game, you listening to music, you know, so, and you know, you grow up and you dream and you do stupid stuff like that.
I know what you're saying, my man.
Oh, that's a dope song, actually.
Who's the best entertainer that you met? Who's, you know, when you were playing and, you know, when you play out in LA or something like that, who did you really want to meet out there?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, I'd like to just say this, you know, as a young boy, I always dreamt of becoming a rapper. And when Vanilla Ice hit it big, I realized there is hope for guys like this. And that's why, you know, that great University of Arizona song that really, you know, swept the nation that year.
Your song was Gangsta Gangsta too?
Something like that.
That was dope. What's up, Corrupt? I did that with Corrupt, by the way. That was nice, yeah.
But no, I think, you know, Charles talked about this earlier. When you go to LA and you play in a game, in the Forum back in the day or Staples, and you see all those stars, whether they're...
It's a rush.
It's unbelievable. It's a great feeling.
You know, I was talking about that earlier. Like, you see Jack Nicholson over there. Everybody loves Jack Nicholson. Then you see Stallone. Then you see Schwarzenegger. Then you see Denzel. And you're like... And it's like I'm from a small town in Alabama. And then you're like, wow, look at these people. And this was when Rocky was big. You know, Denzel was doing Soldier Story.
Terminator was big.
Jack Nicholson done everything.
And they know who you are. So you're like, dang, that guy knows me. I'm a fan of his, so it was, you know.
Which entertainer had the best game, you think, basketball game, hoop game you saw or played against? Brian McKnight to me. Brian McKnight.
You know who can really play?
Was
T.O., and I'm going to regret saying this, T.O. is a terrific basketball player.
He's a terrific athlete.
Yeah. But no, he's a good basketball player.
Yeah, Randy Moss was good, too. He was Mr. Basketball.